created an in-depth research video report about 3 animation techniques. First is traditional animation. Traditional animation, also called cell animation or hand-drawn animation, was a process used for most animated films of the 20th century. The individual frames of a traditionally animated film are photographs of drawings first drawn on paper. To create the illusion of movement, each drawing differs slightly from the one before it. The animator's drawings are traced or photocopied onto transparent acetate sheets called cells, which are filled in with paints in assigned colors or tones on the side opposite the line drawings. The completed character cells are photographed one by one against a painted background by a rostrum cameraman onto motion picture film. The traditional cell animation process became obsolete by the beginning of the 21st century. Today, animators' drawings and the backgrounds are either scanned into or drawn directly into a computer system. Various software programs are used to color the drawings and stimulate camera movement and effects. The final animated piece is output to one of several delivery media, including traditional 35mm film and newer media with digital video. The look of traditional cell animation is still preserved, and the character animator's work has remained essentially the same over the past 70 years. Some animation producers have used the term digital, a play on the words traditional and digital, to describe cell animation, which makes extensive use of computer technologies. Examples of traditional animated feature films include Pinocchio, Animal Farm, The Illusionist. The traditional animated films which were produced with the aid of computer technology include Lion King, The Prince of Egypt, Akira, Spirited Away, The Triplets of Belleville, and The Secret of Kells. Full animation refers to the process of producing high-quality traditionally animated films that regularly use detailed drawings and plausible movement, having a smooth animation. Fully animated films can be made in a variety of styles, from more realistically animated works, those produced by the Walt Disney Studio, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, to the more cartoon styles of the Warner Brothers Animated Studio. Many of the Disney animated features are examples of full animation, as are non-Disney works, The Secret of NIMH, The Iron Giant, and Nocturna. Limited animation involves the use of less detailed or more stylized drawings and methods of movement, usually a choppy or skippy movement animation, pioneered by the artists at the American Studio. United Productions of America Limited Animation can be used as a method of stylized artistic expression, as in Gerald Buck Boing Boing, Yellow Submarine, and certain anime produced in Japan. Its primary use, however, has been in producing cost-effective animated content for media for television, the work of Hanna-Barbera, Filmation, and other TV animation studios, and later the Internet. Rotoscoping is a technique patented by Max Fleischer in 1917, where animators trace live-action movement frame by frame. The source film can be directly copied from actors' outlines into animated drawings, as in The Lord of the Rings, or used in a stylized and expressive manner as a boat quaking light and a scanner darkly. Some other examples are Fire and Ice, Heavy Metal, and Aku no Hana. Live-action animation is a technique combining hand-drawn characters into live-action shots, or live-action actors into animated shots. One of the earlier uses was in Coco the Clown, when Coco was run over live-action footage. Other examples include Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Space Jam, and Osmosis Jones. Stop animation. Stop animation is used to describe animation created by physically manipulating real-world objects and photographing them one frame of film at a time to create the illusion of movement. There are many different types of stop-motion animation, usually named after the medium used to create the animation. Computer software is widely available to create this type of animation. However, traditional stop-motion animation is usually less expensive and time-consuming to produce introduced and invariant computer animation. Some examples of puppet animation, puppetoon, clay animation, strata cut animation, cutout animation, silhouette animation, model animation, Go animation, object animation, graphic animation, brick film animation, and pixelation animation. Next is the computer animation technique. Computer animation encompasses a variety of techniques, the unifying factor being that the animation is created digitally on a computer. 2D animation techniques tend to focus on image manipulation, while 3D techniques usually build virtual worlds in which characters and objects move and interact. 3D animation can create images that seem real to the viewer. 2D animation. 2D animation figures are created or edited on the computer using 2D bitmap graphics, or created and edited using 2D vector graphics. This includes automated computerized versions or traditional animation techniques, interpolated morphing, onion skinning, and interpolated rotoscoping. 2D animation has many applications, including analog computer animation, flash animation, and PowerPoint animation. Cinemagraphs are still photographs in the form of an animated shape file of which part is animated. Final line advection animation is a technique used in 2D animation to give artists and animators more influence and control over the final product, as everything is done within the same department. Speaking about using this approach in Paperman, John Carr said that our animators can change things, actually erase away the CG underlayer if they want, and change the profile of the amp. 3D animation. 3D animation is digitally modeled and manipulated by an animator. The animator usually starts by creating a 3D polygon mesh to manipulate. A mesh typically includes many vertices that are connected by the edges and faces, which give the visual appearance of form to a 3D object or 3D environment. Sometimes the mesh is given an internal digital skeletal structure called an armature that can be used to control the mesh by weighing the vertices. This process is called ridging and can be used in conjunction with the keyframes to create movement. Other techniques can be applied mathematically functions, example gravity, particle stimulations, simulated fur or hair, and FX, fire and water simulations. These techniques fall under the category of 3D dynamics. These are the 3D terms. Cel-shaded animation is used to mimic traditional animation using computer software. Shading looks dark, with less blending of colors. Example include Skyland, The Iron Giant, Futurama, Appleseed, Ex Machina, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Machinima, films created by screen capturing in video games and virtual worlds. Motion capture is used when live-action actors wear special suits that allow computers to copy their movements into CG characters. Examples include Polar Express, Beowulf, Christmas Carol, The Adventures of Tintin, and Kochadiya. Photorealistic animation is used primarily for animation that attempts to resemble real life, using advanced rendering that mimics detailed skin, plants, water, fire, clouds, etc. Example include Up, How to Train Your Dragon, Ice Age. That's it. The 3 animation techniques.